Hi, and welcome to our video where we will demonstrate how to get started using the WinClass classroom. For the best teaching and learning experience, it is highly recommended that you use the Chrome browser on a desktop computer. When you first enter the classroom from our dashboard, this is the welcome screen that you will see. On this screen, you can configure your audio and video settings to make sure that you're all set for teaching in the classroom. If at any time the browser prompts you to allow access to your camera and microphone, remember to always click Allow. If you notice in your address bar in the top that there is a red cross icon overlaid over the video, simply click on the icon, choose the Always Allow setting and press Save. Now refresh the page. You should now see that the red cross has disappeared from the address bar. Before joining the classroom, toggle the video and audio toggles here so that they are both blue. This will enable your camera and microphone to function properly in the classroom. In this example, we have turned off the camera on purpose, but when you're teaching, you most likely would like to toggle this to blue as well so that the students can see your video camera. There is also a device drop-down you can click to change the default device for your camera, microphone, and speaker and headphones in case you have multiple devices attached to your computer. Once the drop-down is opened, you can simply choose the camera, microphone, as well as speaker or headphones that you would like to be used. You can also press Test Speakers to make sure audio is coming through properly through your speakers or headphones. Once you can see yourself in the video and you can hear sound coming from the speakers and headphones, simply click Join to enter the classroom. Okay, we are now in the classroom. Once the student has also joined, you should be able to see a video camera image of them on the right-hand side. You will also be able to interact with students directly by speaking through your microphone. On the right-hand side of the classroom, you will notice a navigation menu as well as a sidebar, which comes with a wide number of different useful functionality. If we click on the crown icon, we have the ability to turn lead-in mode and read-only mode on or off. When lead-in mode is turned on, a student will follow a tutor's screen and see the same tab as what a tutor is currently viewing. By default, lead-in mode is turned on for tutors at the start of a class. Tutors can also turn on what we call read-only mode. When read-only mode is turned on, students will be unable to make changes to the contents of a tab. Only a tutor can make changes. The ability to toggle lead-in mode and read-only mode on and off is restricted to tutors only. The classroom also comes with a built-in timer which can be used to measure time. When the timer icon has been clicked on, you will have some options. You can either set a timer by choosing on the default time intervals, so 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour. You can also set an exact end time for a timer to finish. So for example, we now currently want the timer to run for 1 hour until 4:30. To start a timer, simply press the start button when you're ready. There is also a stopwatch functionality you can use to keep track of how long time has passed since you started the stopwatch. Simply select the stopwatch option and press pause when you're ready for it to stop. You can also press continue for the timer to continue or reset the stopwatch if needed. You can also put the classroom in full screen by clicking on the full screen icon. On the far right here, you'll notice that there is 3 options. These options here gives you the ability to change how the video cards of people are shown to you. The video grid option will hide everything and show the videos of all people in the classroom in the center of the screen. It is highly recommended that you choose the video sidebar option, which is so that a student camera will always be attached to the right of the main teaching space and you can always see them. Further down the right hand sidebar here, we can see a couple more useful buttons. The setting cogwheel icon will allow you to check your device setup as well as troubleshoot issues. Now let's click on it. Clicking on device setup will allow you to change your default camera, microphone and audio devices as we showed earlier at the start of this video. If you do encounter any issues with your audio or video, you can always click on the settings cogwheel and then click on troubleshooting. This troubleshooting panel will help you debug any potential technical issues with the tutor or student's device setup and network issues. Luckily for us, no problems are currently being detected. Okay, so now let's move on to the other functionality available. If you want to share your screen with other people in the class at any time, you can click on this, the share screen button. Once the button is selected, simply click on the screen that you would like to view. You can always mute your microphone at all times. Simply click on this microphone button icon and your microphone will be muted. To unmute yourself, simply click it again. Video can also be turned off and on by clicking on the video icon. Currently, our video is turned off. In the event that we do want to turn it on, we simply click the video icon a second time. In the event that you do run into any rare audio issues, there is also a Chatbox functionality. Simply click this last icon in the bottom right and you can write a message to the students. Students will then be able to see your message and reply to you without having to actually listen to your audio. You can simply communicate using text. Now we will demonstrate the different teaching tools you can use to enhance your teaching experience. First, we will create a new Whiteboard tab. A Whiteboard tab is simply the main canvas for where your teaching will take place. Simply click on this plus button on the top left and select New Whiteboard tab, and this will open a new tab. If you want, you can have multiple whiteboard tabs created by simply clicking the plus button again. You can also cycle through the different whiteboards by clicking on the respective tab. This is where leading mode gets really handy and should be turned on so that students can follow your movements throughout the different tabs. You can also remove and delete any unneeded whiteboard tabs by clicking the close button on the tab. Okay, so the first tool that we would like to now show you is the Draw tool. The Draw tool allows you to draw on the whiteboard and comes in three different widths. So at the moment we only have the normal size, but you can make it thicker or thinner if needed. Simply draw on the canvas and you can see some text come up. The second tool that we'd like to go through is the Highlight tool. This Highlight tool can be used to highlight different parts of the canvas to show your students. It is also really easy to delete anything on the whiteboard if you need. There is an eraser tool which you can use to delete different elements on the whiteboard. A second way to delete stuff is to use the Select tool. The Select tool can be selected by clicking the far left icon and simply drag and select what you want to select. Once you have selected those elements, press backspace on your keyboard and the element will be deleted. Elements can also be moved. Simply select them as I shown before, and then you can drag it across to different sections of the whiteboard. Common shapes can also be added to the whiteboard using the Shapes tool. So for example, if you wanted to insert a rectangle, we can select Rectangle, and then simply just drag it onto the canvas and then at the size that you want. There is also the ability to write text on the whiteboard. Select the text tool, select the area on the whiteboard where you want to start typing, and start typing the text. If you need to write a lot of text, it is recommended to instead open a new document tab. Simply click the plus button icon at the top, select New Document tab, and then here you can write text just as you would, like normally in a word editor. You can also change the color of the Draw, Highlight, Shape or Text tool by clicking on the color icon and selecting a different color to use. So if, for example, we wanted to change the red text from red to orange, we can select the orange color and then start typing. Okay, so now let's move on to the equation tool. The classroom comes with a powerful equation tool for tutors teaching mathematics or science. This tool allows tutors to easily enter in any equations or graphs that they would like to display to the student. Simply to use, we click the equation tool and we can select formula. In this example, we want to use the equation for the area of a circle, so pi r squared. So we have common mathematical symbols here, so pi, r. We use the exponent for power, squared. And then we can simply do inserts. This will insert the equation onto the whiteboard for a student. It is also worth mentioning now that an element on the whiteboard can be selected and locked so that they cannot be moved across on the whiteboard. Simply click this lock icon and it cannot be moved. If you do want to move it, simply unlock it, and now we can freely move it around the whiteboard. Another useful tool is the graph tool. The graph tool can be used to easily convert common equations into plotted graphs. Here we maybe perhaps want to plot a graph for a function of x equals 3x plus 4. As you can see, this tool has automatically converted the equation that we have put it into the box here and plotted it onto a graph. We can now insert this graph onto the page. Okay, that's really good. There is also the ability to insert images or PDFs. Simply click on this Insert Image or PDF icon and select the PDF or image that you would like to upload to the whiteboard. For PDFs, give it some time as it needs to process, but you will eventually see a new tab open with the contents of a PDF. The Insert Resource tool here allows a tutor to insert a common learning resource that has been pre-built. For example, if we were teaching the Pythagoras theorem, we could search for Pythagoras and insert a pre-built definition of the Pythagoras theorem for a student to see. The Take Video Snapshot tool is used to take a snapshot of your video screen. This is useful to use when you have something written on paper which you would like to share to the whiteboard. Simply place the paper into your camera view and then click this icon and it will take a snapshot and insert it onto the canvas. The whiteboard background can also be changed using the Change Background tool. You can either change the color of the canvas or even add overlays to it. So for example, if you wanted a lined whiteboard instead of a blank one, you can have that option. Okay. Today we have simply showed you some of the ways you can get started with our classroom, and we hope you learned something new. Once a class has been finished, simply click on the End Session button to exit the classroom. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.